You can be standing in a room full of people and still feel like you are not really there. You smile at the right time. You answer when someone speaks to you. You act normal. But inside, something feels separate, like everyone else got a rule book for life, and somehow you never received yours. You watch how people talk so easily, how they laugh without checking themselves, how they enter groups like they already belong there. And you wonder why you always feel like you are outside the circle, even when nobody is pushing you away. Maybe you have felt this since school. Maybe you felt it in your family. Maybe you feel it at work, in friendships, in group chats, or even around people who are kind to you. And the strange part is, you may not even look lonely. You may look calm, helpful, quiet, polite, easy to be around. But deep inside, you are always measuring the distance between you and everyone else. You notice small things, a message that came late, a face that looked away, a joke you did not understand, a silence that lasted 1 second too long. And your brain takes that small moment and turns it into a story. They don't really want me here. I am different. I should say less. I should not be too much. This is how the outsider feeling grows, not all at once. It grows through tiny moments where your brain starts choosing safety over connection. And the painful part is, the more you protect yourself, the more separate you can feel. You may stop sharing your real thoughts. You may keep your needs small. You may agree even when you have a different opinion. You may become the person who never causes problems. But later, when nobody really sees you, you feel empty because part of you knows the truth. They are not meeting the real you. They are meeting the version of you that learned how to stay safe. This is why feeling like an outsider is not just about other people. It starts to change how you see yourself. You begin to think your personality is the problem. You think you are too sensitive, too quiet, too deep, too strange, too hard to understand. But what if this feeling is not proof that you are broken? What if it is proof that your brain learned something a long time ago? The human brain is built to belong. Thousands of years ago, being outside the group could be dangerous. The group meant food, safety, protection, and survival. So your brain learned to watch for social danger very closely. It learned to ask, am I safe here? Am I accepted here? Could I be rejected here? That system still lives inside you, even now. Even when you are just sitting at a dinner table. Even when you are just reading a text message. Even when someone simply forgets to invite you, your brain may treat that moment like danger, not because you are weak, because your nervous system is trying to protect you. If you have been ignored, judged, left out, misunderstood, or made to feel like you were too much, your brain may have built a rule. Do not relax too fast. Do not trust the room too quickly. Do not show the full self until it feels safe. That rule may have helped you once. Maybe it helped you avoid shame. Maybe it helped you stay quiet when people were not kind. Maybe it helped you survive places where being yourself was not welcome. But here is the problem. The brain keeps using old rules in new places. It can act like today's people are the same as yesterday's pain. So when someone is quiet, your brain hears rejection. When a group laughs without you, your brain hears exclusion. When a friend is busy, your brain hears abandonment. The feeling becomes so fast that you do not even question it. It feels like truth. But many times, it is not truth. It is a prediction. Your brain is guessing what will happen based on what hurt before. Think of your mind like a smoke alarm. A good smoke alarm protects you from fire, but if it becomes too sensitive, it starts screaming when you only make toast. That is what outsider mode can be like. Your brain is trying to protect you from rejection, but sometimes it reacts to normal human moments as if they are proof you do not belong. A short reply, a busy friend, a group conversation you cannot enter. A room where nobody knows you yet. None of these things always mean danger, but your brain may feel danger anyway. And once that alarm turns on, your behavior changes. You speak less. You hide more. You stop reaching out. You wait for others to prove they want you. But people may read your protection as distance. They may think you want to be left alone, so they give you space. And when they give you space, your brain says, "See, I knew I was outside." That is the loop. The fear of not belonging makes you protect yourself. The protection creates distance. The distance feels like proof, and the proof makes the fear stronger. This loop can last for years if you never notice it. But once you see the loop, something changes. You do not have to fight yourself. You just have to understand what your brain is doing. The first small move is to name the state you are in. When you feel that quiet pain in a room, say to yourself, outsider mode is active. Do not say, I am an outsider. Say, outsider mode is active. That difference matters. Because when you say, I am an outsider, it becomes your identity. But when you say outsider mode is active, it becomes a state, and states can change. The brain becomes calmer when you name what is happening. It gives the thinking part of your mind a little space from the alarm part. For example, you are in a group conversation. Everyone is talking fast. You do not know when to speak. Your chest gets tight. Your first thought is, I do not belong here. Instead of believing that thought right away, you say quietly inside, outsider mode is active. Now you are not trapped inside the feeling. You are observing it. That one small moment can stop the feeling from becoming your whole reality. The second move is to look for neutral evidence. When your brain feels unsafe, it does not search fairly. It searches for signs that match fear. It remembers the cold look. It ignores the kind smile. It remembers the delayed reply. It ignores the times people did answer. This is called a bias. It means your brain is not lying to you, but it is not showing you the full picture either. So ask one simple question. What else could this mean? If someone replies late, it could mean they are tired, busy, distracted, overwhelmed, at work, having their own hard day. It does not always mean you are unwanted. This question works because the brain updates its beliefs when it sees more than one possible meaning. You are not forcing yourself to be positive. You are forcing your fear to stop pretending it knows everything. The third move is to send small signals of your real self. Do not try to suddenly become open, loud, or social. That can scare your nervous system. Start with small truth. Say what you prefer. Ask one honest question. Share one real thought. Stay in the conversation a little longer than usual. Your brain learns safety through experience, not through lectures. You cannot think your way into belonging. You have to give your brain small moments where being seen does not lead to danger. For example, someone asks, "Where do you want to eat?" Your old answer is, "Anywhere is fine." But your real answer is, "Somewhere quiet would be nice." That is not a huge moment. But to your brain, it is new data. It says, I can have a preference and still be safe. Another example, someone mentions a song you love. Usually, you stay quiet because you do not want to seem too excited. But this time you say, I love that song. It reminds me of a certain time in my life. That is a small door opening. Not all the way, just enough for the real you to breathe. The fourth move is to stop auditioning for acceptance. Many people who feel like outsiders become very good at reading others. They know how to be pleasant. They know how to be useful. They know how to make themselves easy to handle. But deep down, they are always asking, who do I need to be so I can stay? That question is exhausting. Because even when people like you, you cannot fully receive it. A part of you thinks, they only like the version I performed. This is why being liked is not always the same as feeling connected. Connection needs your real self to be present, not your whole self at once, but enough of you to feel honest. So before you respond, pause and ask, what is true for me here? Maybe the truth is simple. I am tired. I do not want to go tonight. I actually disagree. I need time to think. Each honest sentence teaches your brain that belonging does not have to be bought by self-abandonment. The fifth move is to build belonging through rhythm. Outsider mode often waits for one big sign, one perfect friend, one perfect group, one moment where everything finally feels easy. But the brain does not build safety from one big moment. It builds safety from repeated small moments. A regular message, a weekly walk, a familiar place, a simple conversation that happens again and again. Repetition tells the nervous system, this is stable, and stability lowers fear. So instead of chasing deep connection all at once, create rhythm. Send one honest message to someone safe. Return to one place where people start to recognize you. Keep one simple routine where connection can grow slowly. Not because you are desperate, because the brain trusts what repeats. Over time, rhythm becomes evidence. Evidence becomes safety, and safety makes your real self easier to reach. The outsider feeling may not disappear overnight, and that is okay. The goal is not to never feel separate again. The goal is to stop treating that feeling as the final truth about you. Because sometimes the feeling is old. Sometimes it belongs to a younger version of you who had to watch every room carefully. A version who learned that being quiet was safer. A version who learned that needing people could hurt. A version who learned to stand near the edge before anyone could push them there. That part of you does not need shame. It needs an update. It needs new proof. It needs to see that some rooms are different now. Some people are safer now. Some moments do not require a mask now. You do not have to belong everywhere. You do not have to be understood by everyone. You do not have to become louder, brighter, or easier to digest. But you can begin to stop living like your real self is a problem to hide. You can let protection sit beside you without letting it drive your whole life. You can notice the alarm without obeying every alarm. You can enter a room and say, maybe I am not outside. Maybe my brain is just checking for danger, and that single thought can create space. Space to breathe, space to speak, space to stay, space to let one honest part of you be seen. Maybe belonging is not a place you suddenly find. Maybe it is something your brain learns slowly, each time you show up as yourself and nothing terrible happens. Each time you say the real sentence, each time you stop performing, each time you let someone meet the person behind the safe version, and one day, the room may not feel so far away. Not because everyone changed, but because your brain finally learned a new rule. Being seen is not the same as being unsafe.